Alright, everything looks good, I think. Cool. Ugh. So we've already gone through a total 2 out of the 6 handheld Iga-inspired Castlevanias. Circle of the Moon, already established, felt it was extremely mid. Harmony of Dissonance was... Oh, we don't need this playing. We can... hold on. Yeah. Let's just get to the main menu. But yeah. Circle was mid. Harmony of Dissonance was surprisingly enjoyable for me, even with my sole criticism about it being just the 2-map system that it went for. So... yeah, and this is supposed to be the one that is generally regarded the best out of all the GBA games, let alone maybe all of the handheld Castlevanias. But I guess we'll just have to find out. Oh, wait. Yeah. Also, a slight change I've made with my emulator setup for this is that it's still BizHawk, but like, one thing I did just as a result of playing other games on this in the meantime is that I decided, because there's only ever been 2 face buttons on a GBA, you know, A and B, but regular controllers have 4. I decided to go ahead and just like assign the remaining 2 to auto-fire functions, just because, who knows, they might be useful. I like, if I'm playing any of the handheld Metroid games, funny enough, I actually enjoy playing stuff like Fusion or Zero Mission with auto-fire, because sometimes that can be a bit more satisfying and even faster than just relying on the charge cannon. Okay, let's start. Taking place in Japan in the near future. That's... yeah, okay, yeah, that's Castlevania now. Great. That whole detail about Soma being a high school exchange student is just a really amusing thing with this, just because of how it immediately feels contradicted when he mentions Mina Hakuba, a character who is clearly Japanese and living in Japan, but is also like his childhood friend. You know? Because I think I recall there was like some interview or whatever where Iga admitted as much, that the whole exchange student angle was something added specifically for the localization, just to make it a bit more relatable for people that be playing these games outside of Japan. I don't know, whatever. Okay. Alucard. I've heard of him. It's also really amusing when you look back on this period of games and how some of these, like the whole scenarios that they had to come up with in some of these games, especially when they were taking place outside of, like, the already clearly predetermined times in which Dracula is meant to resurrect, which is once every 100 years, and just doing, basically what I'm saying is that just the story writers for these games really had to do a whole lot of, like, going through mental hoops and workarounds just to give yet another excuse for why we're in Dracula's castle, no matter the time, era, or context. This context being inside an eclipse, because it takes place after an important event that is never going to get made into a game ever. Rest in peace, 1999 game. Yep, and already demonstrating this game's, like, core concept in gameplay, the soul system. Which all I've really known about it ever is that, like, it's just, like, they drop based on RNG. And that is the sort of thing where even before, like, intending to play this for real in earnest now, I've always felt of two minds of it. One, I appreciate the amount of souls that they decide to cram in this to, like, one-off, like, kind of ideas or attacks or whatever. But on the other, like I've said before, you really should not be putting RNG bullshit in a Metroidvania. Like an action, like putting that in a simple action RPG of this type. Because I always worry about those times where it's like, especially because of my completionist habits, I just do not like the idea of having to do a grind for something as simple as that, no matter how short or long it'll be. Which is why I'm just going to have to put up with it and simply do it when I feel like I need to. At least already I can tell that the basic movement, especially the jumping, is already another step up from Harmony Dissonance. And the Harmony, like, I already enjoyed how that game felt, especially with, like, the left and right dashes, but that jump was way too high and floaty. Which, I get they were trying to go for something like, that was similar to, like, what a Belmont would typically have in a classic Vania, but that just feels weird when you don't have the, very deliberate jump arcs, regardless of your attacks. Okay. Oh, man. Oh, shit. I am actually glad now that I decided to make auto-fire buttons and decided to just use them here, because I only did them initially in my off time because I just felt like replaying, you know, just a little bit of, like, Fusion and Zero Mission again. And I've heard every now and then all the stuff about, like, short hop attacking being a very fast and effective way of dealing damage and remaining mobile. But this is just ridiculous. Whatever, man. Igavanias are made to be broken wide open because so much of their design philosophy revolves around just, like, content that is a bunch of ideas thrown at the dartboard and seeing if it'll stick, let alone land. See, why not just do this? Okay, that's... Yo, Raph. Got him pretty close to the ground floor on this. Very interested now to see how I'm gonna like this game. Ah. That was quick. Awesome, man. Yeah, glad you could make it for this. I hope you appreciate my super advanced short hop attack skills. Totally not auto-fire related at all. My thumb is moving this fast. It's true, like I already said as much earlier. Okay. Alright then. Yeah. That said, I'm still curious to see, like, how much this game is gonna keep pushing me to, like, focus on grinding for soul drops. Because there are some pretty neat ones, but, like, the rate at which they drop can be insanely low. I at least know that I am going to be grinding one particular enemy for its soul early on. But, like, It's specifically the Peeping Eye, because I'm at least aware of that beforehand, that what it does is that it reveals breakable walls, which I think would be much appreciated. Yeah, like, I'll see how it goes, because again, like, the last two Igavanias, I've definitely shown that I did not care as much about trying to go for 100% completion and everything. But I'm interested to see, like, just how far I can push it in this case, especially because there are some interesting souls, you know? Like, it's definitely, like for instance, I'm not gonna bother trying to grind infinitely for the soul drop that comes from a zombie, even though those things infinitely spawn within the same room. You know? If I happen to get it, I'll get it. Okay, so that's the first boss down. Okay. Oh yeah, save room's over there, might as well. Yep, that's what I was talking about. There's that Peeping Eye, which I am going to first break this open. Get this. And repeat. Actually, while I'm at it, I might as well also switch to the Merman skill. Countdown, yeah. Yeah, I do like that this is like a pretty linear attack out the gate. That lined up pretty well. Yeah. For what it's worth, though, like, I did like practice bits of like this opening section on the emulator, like quite a bit of weeks in advance when I was initially planning to do this. Just basically getting all the ROMs and then like loading them on the emulator one by one just to check if, you know, they'll work well. And basically in both of my test runs of this, it basically ended with me just focusing on grinding out this Peeping Eye, which I think consistently both the two times I did it did not take more than 10 minutes. But I mean, by the end of this, I'll get like a pretty worthwhile passive ability that'll make secret hunting a bit easier. Plus some extra levels. Ah. There we go. That said, I'm still already missing the left and right dashes that you had in Harmony. I get they needed to have like an extra button set aside for like some of the different soul abilities, but man, that stuff was so cool, especially for mobility. The only negative I could really say about that is that it felt like it became something of a band-aid to put up with the fact that navigating both of those castles when you realized you were lost and needed to course correct would have taken a long while otherwise. Whereas here, it's much closer to basically what your starting movement is like it was in Symphony, you know? Just regular movement plus a backdash. But yeah, I guess also times like these are another good opportunity. Need to, alternative mechanics for replays on principle. Totally. But yeah, I was also thinking that, especially for sections like this where I'm clearly grinding things out, I figured, you know, good time to also shoot the shit on other things. You know, after, because I've still been, like, messing around with, like, other games, like, in between this and whatnot. Mostly shoot 'em ups. Which, I don't know if I'll be able to get to a point with either one of them. Well, okay, maybe that's not true, because I was saying, like, whether or not I'd get to a point that I could adequately show any of them off on stream. But then I remembered, oh right, I have a grand plan sometime next year where I want to basically show off every treasure game, like ideally all the way to the completion. And that means I am going to have to power through stuff like Radiant Silvergun and Ikaruga, even if I can't 1cc it. And Gradius 5, you know? Like, the big three. But yeah, stuff that I've been, like, playing specifically was, Ikaruga rules. I do think it is ultimately, a game where its popularity is a bit overstated, just because it's weird. Like, I think it's still great for anyone that is like a fan of shmups overall, just as far as it being a testament to like how, as being another example of how you can make shmups that accomplish wildly different things from each other. But by the same token, I do feel like there's like a good contingent of people that latch onto Ikaruga specifically and are not not hardcore deep shmup people, or not even people that like have a lot of basic awareness of even the other major shmup series, you know? Stuff like, you know, Gradius or Darius or R-Type. And it's kind of for that reason as well that I've found myself more gravitating towards Radiant Silvergun overall. Yeah, it's funny, like, I've not really been paying too much attention to what Returnal's been doing, so much so that I've kind of forgotten that, like, it even is technically in 3D, like, having actual space to, like, maneuver around that. Which, yeah, that could make it interesting. But yeah, the shmups that I had been playing recently were mainly just, a lot of Irem-related stuff, a lot of R-Type, and then finally playing a game called Image Fight. Which, that game's pretty neat. That is also the game that is specifically mentioned by the director of Treasure Shmups that was like a big influence on him, Image Fight. And I can definitely see why that would be. Also, Image Fight was apparently, like, listed as one of, like, I think it was Itagaki's top 5 games ever. Just as an aside. Dude likes Wave Race and Image Fight. People can make all the oatmeal cookie jokes that they want about him. His taste in games is impeccable. Yeah, well... yeah, that too. Even though I like Majora's more than Ocarina, Ocarina still holds way more water for me than a lot of the other 3D... than most of the other 3D Zeldas of that specific style. Both of those are so good. But Image Fight is, super cool, because in a way, like, it clearly has a lot of that same, like, Irem R-Type DNA to it. Oh, goddamn, no, oh, okay, I killed the bat at the same time. I almost thought it was the Peeping Eye soul. Well, okay, that's still fine. We're still going for this. And if it'll be any consolation, this will be the only time on this, like, for tonight, with this particular VOD, this will be the only time I'll focus on grinding a specific enemy for its soul, you know? The rest will be kind of as it comes. It's just Peeping Eye's soul for, like, revealing hidden entrances is way too good to pass up. And as you'd expect, Image Fight is hard in a way that is just, it's kind of similar to, just kind of how 80s shooters are in general, where it's like, it is prior to the era of the bullet hell, where you got so many bullets on screen, but to compensate for that, they all move very slow. Projectiles in image fights still come at you really, really fast. And like that, along with R-Type, are supposed to be considered some of the, quote, slower games of that era. But you still have so many, like, cool concepts to work with in image fight. Like, you pick up different gun pods that have, like, that allow you to, like, give you different options as far as, like, your firing direction, whether it reinforces your forward-facing attacks or have them be able to shoot in the direction opposite of where you move. You get, like, your, like, special weapon power-ups are pretty interesting in the fact that they attach directly to your ship. And unlike other shmups where you would basically just, if you wanted to pick up a new weapon, you would just go over to it and touch it. In Image Fight, you basically have to first remove the special weapon from the front of your ship, which requires having it get destroyed by either enemy fire or ramming it into something. So it ends up causing a unique strategy where if you see, like, an item box in the stage, and you know there's a weapon in there that you want, you just ram the ship right into it. It breaks the weapon immediately without killing your ship, and then you automatically pick it up. Also, like, the gun pods that you can pick up that attach to, like, the sides and back of your ship, you can actually, like, jettison them to shoot out forward like the force pod in R-Type, and they automatically boomerang back to you. But the coolest part, I think, of Image Fight's mechanics, and it's a very minor one because of how situational it is, the game has a speed change function, which is, I think, a pretty big deal as far as shmups go in the late 80s, because all the other ones like R-Type and Gradius, they were always reliant on you having to pick up speed up powers, but they always went in one direction and you could never really readjust downwards unless you died. In Image Fight, you can do that. You can change that on the fly, which eventually got adopted into the later R-Type games. But the coolest part is that every time you change the like the speed of your ship, the exhaust jets, the back burners of your ship will flare up. It's cool because, like, there's a little graphical change to the back of the ship as like the fins rearrange and stuff to change the different levels. But every time the jets flare up, it produces a hitbox. So there are certain moments in the game where if there is an enemy coming up behind you, and you position yourself just right, you rapid fire hit that speed change button, and you will just burn the enemy behind you to bits. That is, like, I think, straight up the coolest thing conceived in a shmup, and that was from a game in 1998. Like, old school IREM were geniuses. Like, they're so genius that they're, like, able to make one of, like, two major horizontal shooting game series where I actually cared enough about them because they were horizontal. Because I've always been more fond of vertically oriented games of that type. It just especially if the screen is rotated accordingly so that, like, it's tall and vertical, so you have more space to look ahead. Yeah, it's really cool. It became a lot clearer to me when I looked through it how this game was a big influence on Radiant Silvergun, because there's a lot of because Radiant Silvergun as well has a whole lot of tech to it in terms of, like, its different weapons and use cases, and especially with its scoring mechanisms. But that said, I won't complain about, like, still messing around with other R-Types, because R-Type is fantastic. And I'm still surprised that I was not aware that there was a new R-Type game that's coming out in, no joke, less than 2 weeks. And that it was apparently crowdfunded a couple years ago. Yeah, it definitely is. shmups are definitely, like, the one genre that comes to mind where it's like, whether you win or lose, there is a very strong inherent fun factor to it. That it's like, you're still able to enjoy yourself even when it is very specifically designed to kick your ass and steal your quarters. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's a very... Yeah, it's a pure distillation of, like, very key concepts that can then be further extrapolated into other arcade-type games and disciplines. Okay. Okay, I'm getting the feeling that maybe RNGesus is not on my side here. I feel like it's been more than 10 minutes now. Yeah. Yeah, I can agree on that largely, especially when it comes to, like, the unfair criticism. I do think there's a lot of things where it's like, yeah, technically, like, every aspect that goes into a game does have some amount of thought. So, like, the no-thought criticism to games that are not even necessarily easy, just games that have a very slapdash feel to them. Like, it definitely is a case where it feels like they clearly thought about it for, like, the bare minimum amount of time for it to even be a thing. Which I think is a good way to kind of describe a lot of when it comes to imitators. Especially in, like, the AAA space, and, like, kind of what we've seen come out of those. So every time, like, a big game catches on in some way or another. Okay, where am I at, actually? 72. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, and Odyssey especially would not be the first time I would point to a game that I've enjoyed, even if it is a very noticeably easy in a major way. It's just there's, like, you know, fun and enjoyability can still come in different ways. Hence why with shmups especially, it's like, yeah, they're often very hard, but at least, like, the really good ones know full well how hard they are, that they make sure that even the parts of the game early on that the average player can probably get through no problem, even on a first try, will still be, you know, exciting enough to make it feel like that once you start losing all your lives and have to pump in more credits, that you feel like you still got your initial money's worth. Yeah. Yeah, engagement's a pretty big key on that. Okay, thanks for the encouragement. I was actually, yeah. Yeah, RNGesus is taunting me. Though, honestly, I was actually thinking... I was pausing specifically to look at how much experience I had left to go for the next level, because the idea I was thinking is that if I hit the next level up, I'm just going to, use that as my cutoff to keep going. Because I do feel like that this is starting to hit the point where, like, it's past, like, my point of patience for this. Because it definitely did not go this long for me, like, in the practice runs I did just to make sure that this game would work and, like, show up properly with the settings I want in OBS. Okay, there we go. Sorry, Peeping Eye, I'll just have to, go on without you and rely on this map and, like, maybe the bat fucked me up. No idea. Possibly. Okay. But yeah, it's like, I mean, to be fair, though, I still have, like with all these Igavanias I'm going to be playing, I do have, like, a PNG of the full castle map anyway. It's... No, I didn't get it. I only have attack souls with me currently. You know, I just got Merman, Winged Skeleton, and for some reason 2 bat drops. Which I might as well switch to that now. Let's see if I can... Oh yeah. Okay. This is a good one to use, I think, for a while. Yeah. Ah. There we go. Flying armor. Ah. There we go. Okay. But yeah, like, I still have a map, which, you know, admittedly, that does still, like, show me where all the hidden rooms are anyway, so in a way, it's like, that kind of defeats the purpose of needing the Peeping Eye, but it's more for convenience, if anything, because it means I don't have to look down, like, at my other monitor just to see that whether or not I'm coming up on another room, you know? Just the Peeping Eye's indicator kind of saves me that hassle, and I only need to look at the map if I just need a reminder of, like, what the next critical path spot is that I have to go. So while grinding that Peeping Eye may have gotten old, do you know what isn't old? This track. Yeah. I would not be surprised if Bloodstain manages to make the grinding feel a lot better in this aspect, but I still feel like I would still end up... Oh, that's right, I need to equip this, the Flying Armor Soul first. But yeah, I would not be surprised if, like... Because I feel like that grinding session that I was just going through and decided to back off from is exactly what I'm worried about happening again should I ever get around to Bloodstain and actually play through to the end. There we go. Ah, come on. There we go. Alright. Zombie soldiers. Presumably, they were here in this castle back during the 1999 war. God, still a shame that Castlevania 1999 is just never going to be a thing. Or at least not a thing in a way that won't be, like, satisfying to the people that wanted it specifically in the way they hoped, which was Igarashi at the helm. As in reference to, like, a moment that has not actually been, like, properly shown in the game? I'm honestly not sure. I'm not sure either. Definitely. Yeah, because it's like Sparta in DMC, his whole story, whatever, is left very intentionally vague so. That, like, that's the whole point of it. It's just that, you know, like, he specifically, like, realized that demons were being dicks to humans, woke up to justice, sealed away Mundus, yada yada. But the very specifics of it never really had any sort of, like, huge weight behind it. Partly because, partly because that was, like, at the earliest possible point in the lore. Whereas the War of 99 is supposed to be very, very late game in the grand scheme of the chronology. Hey, Kyo. Ah, can't make it there. Okay. Well, good thing I'm not gonna play Harmony of Despair, because I feel inclined to not even refer to that as a proper Castlevania game. Some multiplayer abomination, more like. Got the rapid fire jumping up the stairs. That is, yeah, that's amusing. But yeah, we got what we needed to in this dead end. We'll head back to the main path. Yeah, Harmony of Despair just felt like the final point of the clear, I guess you could kind of say, issue that the Iga Castlevanias had always been plagued with, which is just the acid reuse that was born out of a refusal from Konami execs to grant the series a bigger budget, you know? Because at multiple points it deserved more. And the only time they seemed fit to do so was for a game from some Spanish fuck studio that wasn't even gonna originally be a Castlevania game, but decided to attach it anyway. And just shit can all the other projects and lore they had going on before that. Thanks, Mercury Steam. Yeah, it's almost like Nintendo, when you're working with them, they still have a very high set of standards that they expect you to adhere to in terms of fucking design. Yeah. Ah. Okay. Like, just raw CD64, not even Legacy of Darkness? Yeah, that's real, Yeah, that's how you know you really don't like a specific game. Man. Yeah. I'll at least say it's easier for me to want to, like, just play, like, just to play Lament of Innocence over any of the Lords of Shadow games. Because at least of the 3D Castlevania games, that is the one with the least amount of problems, and even then it still has some extremely glaringly big problems. Yeah, that does seem a bit weird, all things considered. Like, again, part of it for me is, like, I can understand it a bit more if it's specifically geared towards Legacy of Darkness. Because the whole point of that game when they put that out was, oh yeah, we'll equip that, because because I'm pretty sure there will be moments where I do get poisoned, and it'll probably be nice to get an accidental attack buff as a result. Yeah, maybe. Like, I feel like if I ever get an EverDrive or like some kind of, like flash card, I'll probably just load the game up on there to find out, because I am not going to bother spending money for either of those 64 Castlevania games. Like, that is money I would sooner put towards getting a copy of Goemon's Great Adventure. Because there are other N64 Konami games that I have no problems going back to. Like Mystical Ninja starring Goemon is pretty fun. And Hybrid Heaven is like an amazing RPG like battle system concept wrapped in a completely nothing game. But man, that combat. Like turn-based mixed martial arts action. That shit's cool. Okay, so where are we at? Oh, yeah. Thank you, Blue Crow. Much appreciated. Ah. Yeah, this game really is very neat. It just does a good job of like flowing from one place to the other, Admittedly, it's like I still miss the dashes that you had as Juste in Harmony of Dissonance. But I can't say no to the fact that like the basic core character handling and control of Soma is way more refined. Some easy money. Cool. I forget, did I get what was in this room? Yeah, I did. I picked up the potion. That's correct. Oh, sweet, another cutscene. Already non-trustworthy. Just on that occupation alone. Yeah, that's a good stance to live by. Nope, Dracula perished in that event that we are never going to make a game about. Screw you. Inherits all his powers. Wonder who could that be? Certainly not the person who's literally been inheriting the souls of literally everything in this whole place. That'd be impossible. God, I love that 4-frame, like, walking cycle that Graham has. Just legs out, legs back in, legs out, legs back in. Okay. In the chapel proper. There are, yeah. And it's funny too, because, like, with Harmony of Dissonance, it's like, aside from, like, the map navigation and that, the other thing I already, like, knew a lot about it was how, like, as far as other criticisms, was that the sound quality of the soundtrack in that game was especially, like, pretty bad. Mostly just because it was, like, I think it was specifically them using the sound chip that was from the Game Boy Color guts, just because, like, because the Game Boy Advance was backwards compatible. So with boosting the graphics in that game, they decided to just kind of cheap out on the sound. This is another example I can tell of Aria being another big step up, just because of, you know, maybe not so much in terms of graphics. It's a bit more incremental than that, but sound-wise, they got something that sounds so much better. I would not be surprised. Yeah, because it's like... not much, Rat. We met Graham, and we made our way to the chapel. But yeah, I would not be surprised, just because, like, the core compositions of the soundtrack in Harmony of Dissonance are good. It's just, again, it's just a matter of that they decided to use what sounds like just the sound chip from the original Game Boy, because, you know, GBA had backwards compatibility with that, and they decided to just use that and focus the rest of the GBA's processor on improving the visuals over Circle. And I mean, it worked. It looks a whole lot better. Yeah, and the thing is, for me, like, Lament of Innocence is that. It is that where I feel like it is just okay, but only barely, you know? Like, like, because the thing with that is, what I'm trying to say. Like, the map design is a clearly big example that the team behind it were way more comfortable with making interesting 2D spaces than 3D. Because those 3D spaces feel a lot like they would be right at home with a top-down dungeon crawler of some kind. Because it's 2D in that way. Instead of, like, from the side view, it's top-down. But by the same token, it's like... Lament carries on the sub-weapon magic combo system that was in Harmony of Dissonance. Which, as shown when I played through that game, when I played through Dissonance... I liked it a lot. It was really fun to just find, like, the weird spell combos you like the most and just wreck everything. Plus, there are, like, some very fantastic bits of voice acting, mostly in regards to Leon saying some pretty dumb stuff. And some of that dumb stuff circles around into being awesome, then back to dumb, and then looping around twice again back to awesome when he says such bangers as, "I'll kill you and the knights." Yeah, like, it's cool, but it still has that air of dumbness just because of, like, the kind of voice that Leon has, and already that he kind of more or less embarrasses his character anyway, just with, like, some of the lines that he says during the opening cutscene. Just the way that he says some things. Plus, Leon is pretty, you know? He's like the one He's the one Belmont design from Ayame Kojima that I think actually works. Well, no, scratch that. I think that's one of two. The other, I think, funny enough, is Trevor in Curse of Darkness. Admittedly, it gives off a very different air from how he is obviously in, say, the Netflix series, or how he was even interpreted back in Castlevania 3. But at the same time, it's like, you don't need every Belmont to be like just the hulking barbarian like Simon. Like, Simon has that look on lock. That's his thing. Trevor, I think, even then, with, like, Ayame Kojima's specific design ideas for him in Curse of Darkness, he still was able to manage being a Chad in his own right. Okay. Hold on, let me double check. Did I? Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was just double checking my, the items I had picked up because I know, like, the other big room of this type that I was in earlier, I picked up the bamboo sword, but for some reason I wasn't sure if I did. I'm not gonna use it. Like, it's just funny to have, you know, because there's a lot of funny novelty items. Oh, God, I felt a sneeze coming on. God damn it. And, oh, look, another rapier. Which, yeah. Still the best weapon we got. There we go. Oh, no, no. I mean, it's literally just, like... It's weird, like, because I think it references the currency elsewhere as being gold, but the symbols they use, it's clearly just American dollars. Like, okay. There's a lot of things in Iga's Castlevanias that I'm not going to question, and the currency involved is one of them. I'm just not. Okay. Let's just keep working our way down here. Because... yeah, back by the gold standard. Assuming the gold standard is still even worth something in 2035. Oh, God. Oh, don't remind me. Ah. That is still a shame. Okay, time for the Manticore fight. There we go. Thank you for the poison buff. Thank you. And there we go. Yeah, you have a good rest, Wrath. And keep having a good Ramadan. Yeah, that was a very quick fight. I felt smart for keeping that poison buff on, because I do remember seeing stuff about how the Manticores attack poison you. But let's switch to something a bit different, because I do have Skeleton Eye, which does straight increase the strength. Oh yeah, we haven't used the axe armor. And let's see. But let's whip out this, just because looking at the map, I can absolutely tell that this is a hidden entrance. And it's for $1,000. Cool. Yeah, that thing's garbage. There we go. Okay, and already we're moving on to the next area, the study. With another very banging track. I like this a lot. I gotta say, especially after having played through Circle of the Moon and Harmony of Dissonance, I do appreciate that this was the game where they finally decided to make the decision of consolidating hearts and MP into one. Like, because, like, it still keeps the regenerating factor of MP, but it also means that, like, the hearts you pick up are still having a lot of use. Because I feel like they're definitely, depending on how you wanted to do playstyle stuff in those games, it would very much lead to a situation, especially in Harmony of Dissonance, you would either focus on just using the sub-weapons as is and use up all your hearts, or stick to the spell combos and it would exclusively use your MP. This, at least, is, you know, yeah, like you said, it's a very good streamlining of things. That's very good. And there's almost nothing that can stand up to the power of my auto-fire short-hop attacks. Just too good. Well, actually, there is stuff that can stand up to it, and that's if they manage to find a way to hit me before I can, due to angles or whatnot. Ugh. Yeah, I'm gonna check my items quickly, because, yeah, I do have potions. Though I've been trying to avoid using them as much as possible. Okay. And then, of course, just yet another sign of Igarashi involved with this. Items like this. Expired 3 years ago. With making the implication that even within this castle, the patrons of this place, which are all these monsters, still had the time to produce food and milk. And that they aren't just stuck in some, like, weird time limbo that, like, stops the effects of, like, aging or expirations. Like, sure, okay. Actually, I forget, that's not... No, it's not. I need a double jump for that, of course. Yeah, and I feel like even a double jump for that might still be necessary. So yeah, let's just keep going. Ah! Oh no. Ooh. Yeah, still living dangerously close, but not anymore because we got a save point. I'm actually gonna go ahead and, like, keep heading right just to get to, like, where the next boss is. Because at least there's, like, another soul that's, like, not one of the RNG ones, but mandatory. Oh yeah, also this cutscene. And another sneeze that's, like, trying to get through me, but it's just bugging the hell out of me. Yes, I have met Alucard. It was honestly kind of easy to see through him on that. Yeah. Alucard with black hair and a dark suit. Looking like he could be working at, like, a host club or something. I mean, he's going under a Japanese alias. He might as well. Hell yeah. Yeah, we saw Graham. Look very sleazy. But then again, so are other religious types like him. No way, did not look like a bad guy. Yeah, and I got a bridge to sell you. And look at her walk animation being leagues better than the amount of time and money that they spent on Grams. With this freaking, like, Circle of the Moon-esque just legs out, legs back in, 2-frame step bullshit. He's not. He absolutely is not. Okay, actually, let's, because we're coming up on a boss. I at least don't want to have to spend too long waiting outside of his room just to get it. A single $100 coin. Whoa, cool. Okay. Oops, wrong side. Alright, great armor. Ah. Okay, another potion. Yeah, why not? Just for one more volley. Got him! Oh. There we go. Third boss already down. Oh yeah. Now here's the best character. Yeah, calling Grandpa to a dude who is probably just a military guy in his 20s. Oh, Japan. You and your warped, like, sense of, like, what is considered old. Though I can kind of sympathize with that, because even at 27, I already feel like I am just falling the fuck apart. Yeah, Graham, I Not Graham, Hammer. I'm pretty sure that, like, opening an army surplus shop or whatever just to kind of sell your shit to people is probably... Doing that at a shrine of all things is probably not the wisest place to set up a business. And now you're stuck in Dracula's castle, so you have to pay the price. But hey, we finally got our double jump. Hold on. Nope. Oh yeah, that's right, this thing. You gotta backdash into it because it closes if you're facing it. Okay. Mm-hmm. Whip sword, okay. An extendable sword. Currently about, like, yeah, it's the same amount of attack power as a bastard sword, but let's see how this does. Yeah, extra range is cool, but it ruins my ability to do the rapid fire, like, short hops because of the extended animation. But it's cool it's in there. Yeah, it's at least extra important for me to clarify, I think, with this game that, like, compared to the other two GBA Castlevanias, where it's like I basically went into them mostly blind, like, primarily with knowledge of what goes on in, like, their first hour, and then just figuring out the rest while also having maps. I've watched, like, full playthroughs, like, both, like, regular and speedrun type stuff of this game in the past, just because it's the thing I've seen more come up more often. So, I'm at least way more familiar going into this with what the overall chain of events are. And that includes some of, like, the special weapons and items in here. Which means, yes, when the time comes for it, I am absolutely going to be getting the Clem Soleus. Assuming that's what it's called. Or at least that's how I pronounced it. Very much so, yeah. Because, yeah, this is very much a game where I've been aware of it for years, that it was generally regarded as the best of the GBA Igavanias, and is definitely, for some people, their absolute favorite in the series. Or at least very close to. Okay. So I can't slide through there. That's fine. We'll just keep going back up. Wait, no, that's the wrong way. What am I doing? Oh, wait. No, I think... Ah! Darn it. You know, I'm actually gonna... Because those ectoplasms are obviously gonna be a whole lot higher up than me, Axe Armor Soul isn't really gonna cut it for me as much, so I might as well... Yeah, let's give the Ghost a chance. Yeah, oh, that's a good one. Yeah, for some reason, because of the description, I thought it would just, like, summon it as if it were familiar. But no, it just creates two, like, spheres that automatically home in on enemies. That is so useful. And fairly powerful, too. Nothing to it. Yep. I could appreciate a very good homing weapon in any sort of like 2D action game. Because people might look at that and go, oh, why would you do that and just, like, make the act of aiming your stuff, like, so trivially easy? And I'm like, do you even realize how potentially just as valuable, if not more so, it is to be able to focus on your mobility options when you don't have to dedicate that same amount of energy to aiming? Like, it's why the lightning homing combo in fucking Gunstar Heroes is so goddamn amazing and fun, especially for getting people, like, adjusted to that game for the first time, you know? And even then, that thing is still pretty well balanced in a way that you realize very quickly. When you go into Gunstar Heroes on hard or expert mode, you quickly realize that that specific combo is really only meant for normal mode and below. Like, if you start going on hard and expert, you have to understand how important it is to use fixed shock mode, as well as the moves that absolutely take advantage of it, like homing and flame, so you can just create like a fast-moving fireball that you manually control while standing in place. Ah, what a good game. Gunstar is so good. And Gunstar Superheroes on the GBA ain't too bad either. Like, it's definitely not the same. It definitely is the kind of game where it is just like retreading over the same basic premise and like moments again. But even the way that like it does things differently still have some merit. Like, they do a lot to actually, like, emphasize even more your melee moves. Something that is also super valuable in the original Gunstar Heroes, and that, like, most people that probably play it for, like, the first or even second time don't even realize how valuable they are or that they exist outside of, like, your throw move. Okay, let me double check. Yeah. Basically, gonna be heading back to the chapel for now. Ah. Because with this, I believe now we can actually, looking at the map that I have, there's a teleporter near where we fought the Manticore, and this double jump we now have is clearly designed for us to get to that and show it off, you know? As well as, you know, this. There we go. Yep. Not just short hop canceling, but rapid fire, like auto fire short hop canceling, because surprise surprise, I have on this emulator mapped A and B to like to two different sets of face buttons, one for regular and one for auto fire, just so I can proceed to do this with a lot more ease, and as well as go up steps even faster in a very hilarious way. Actually, hold on, I just realized I think there was another room below this. Yes, there was. Anti-venom. Cool. So yeah, we're gonna just go back to where the entrance was. I'm gonna see how far I get up this this tower here before heading back down to the entrance, getting a quick heal, and as well as checking out what Hammer's got in his shop. All right. Okay, so I can't really get up any further just because there's some grates, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to get some sort of ability that allows me to turn into mist in order to pass through. Yeah, what a really neat game. Like, this game especially, of, because I feel like the GBA games have done a pretty good job, for the most part, of, like, the pacing and order in which you get these different abilities. But so far, I'm definitely seeing how the way it's done here is contributing a lot to Aria being considered one of the best. Because Circle was very weird, I felt. The fact that you basically started with, like, a slide, a move that is normally reserved for, like, something that you have to pick up later on, and because it was hidden away as one of your default moves, I kept forgetting that it was even a thing for most of it. And then Harmony still did it mostly well, but I felt it was a good number of those different abilities were largely overshadowed by the fact that your core mobility with the left and right dashes were already super strong anyway. But here it's like, you don't have those super fast dashes, and like your basic character movement feels very solid, like very comparable to what Alucard was like in Symphony. See, it just feels right. Hammer, do not even think about it. You're better off trying to get it with Yoko, and even then, I'm not sure that she'd even reciprocate it. Okay, let's see what I can buy. Oh, but I forgot I already had Castle Map 1 on there. Oh, whatever. Who cares? Which, let's see. War Fatigues or Copper Plate? I mean, this just straight up boosts raw defense, but these, like, do a lot for attack, defense, and strength. No descript sword, sure. Yeah, I'll stick to just buying that, and then yeah, I'll just settle on that for now, and then I forget. Is there any duplicates of other weapons I currently have? Nah. Okay. Oh my goodness, I just kept going through all this without even realizing that I still had these other, these other equipable armor pieces that I just did not put on. Like, I only put on the cloth tunic at the start, and that was it. Oh my goodness. And I didn't even bother with accessories. But yeah, we'll stick with Lucky Charm, because I could at least count on luck making my chances of getting more soul drops a whole lot faster. And with our double jump, we can just clearly circumvent this whole room. Make it such a breeze. Ah. Plus, I think another big reason for why I think like the progression of powers that you're getting with this game is so far the best. I think it's just because I really do like the concept behind the flying armor. Like it's really cool to start, but then you definitely appreciate even more the the utility of the flying armor when you also have the double jump. So it just helps extend your airtime even further. I forget, how good is this with... You know, it is a lot of attack power. I might as well keep it for a little while and see how it works. Because sometimes, like, it obviously takes a lot more, like, adjustment of timing and whatnot, but sometimes it could be worth it to go for the slow, heavy weapons. If all you care about is just seeing big damage numbers and just going unga-bunga on every motherfucker in sight. Ah. Okay. Climb that. Ah, the dance hall. Oh yeah, here's the best Belmont. Who looks, I feel, somewhat suspiciously I feel like what Igarashi imagines himself as. If only because of the hairstyle and the beard. Wow, I've gotta love Soma's idea of jumping to conclusions on that. Just assuming someone's a criminal for going only by, like, an initial or other alias. Man, Julius is so cool. So cool, in fact, that I think when it comes to, once I beat this game for real, I think I might still stream a bit further, if only just to do a playthrough of Julius mode. Because I also know what that is like, in general, and that, like, that playing as Julius is especially cool. Thought that would be a spot to, like, a hidden room, but no, I guess not. Damn it. Alright. Ah. Ah. There we go. Oh, man. Okay, so we got this teleporter marked now. That's good. Yeah, okay, you know what? The lance was fun for a little while, but like, it can't beat this, seriously. Like, there's a reason I see so many people go on about, like, how important short hop attacking is in these games, especially, like, when the game allows you to use something other than the whip. So obviously, Circle of the Moon and Harmony of Dissonance are disqualified from this. Okay, gotta keep going down and this way. No. Oh, shoot. Come on. Oh, and I can't even get that because I need a slide ability, and I don't have that yet. Come on. Alright, let's just head back up. Unless... wait. God. No, I have to go all the way back around again. Except I could actually go down for a little bit. Oh wait, yeah, because that's actually where I need to go anyway. Duh. Yeah, and that's underneath a, it's underneath, like, a alcove that needs sliding. Okay. Yeah. Next room, and then down. Good. Okay. And now we can just go straight to the next boss, which, looking at the map, I think it says Big Golem. Yeah. Yeah, that's what's up next. Okay, yeah, his hand blocks your attack, so... Double hits from this ghost soul is very nice. I will admit though, despite like the auto fire setup I've got for these short hop attacks, I still have to do the tiniest bit of timing just to make it work, because I can't hit both at the same time. And there will sometimes be instances where it's like, if I land in a certain way that it just registers me starting a attack as soon as I land, it'll refuse to let me jump again. You know, like I do this and I end up with like this result. So I have to kind of like basically like first hold down A auto fire, and then with slightly more accurate timing, then quickly press auto fire B and hold that, and just keep my thumb on both of those. During the heat of battle, it can be pretty easy to kind of screw that up. That, or I think the result might be the middle joint or part of my thumb ends up accidentally lifting off the A auto fire, and that's why I sometimes end up standing straight on the ground, like attacking normally. Nice. Now we can at least go this way and get, go down this series of hallways in hopes of getting some money. You know your first boss is a chump when you see him get reused later on as just like a regular enemy. That's how you know you've grown really strong as a player by then. Alright. Let's see, getting close. Yep, and that was it. All at the end of that was a candlestick with a bunch of money. Okay, back out we go. Okay, so let's see. It's getting close to, like, the hour. Not in terms of, like, amount of stream time total, just, like, out close to the hour on the clock, depending on, like, whatever your time zone is. Yeah, I think I got enough for, like, at least... Don't know if I could get, like, another full hour out of this, but at the very least, maybe, like, another half hour. It's something where I at least want to see if I can get to the next zone, or whatever it is, and potentially maybe even the next boss. Oh! Yeah, you know what? I'll gladly take slightly reduced strength. If only just for more luck, because, god damn it, I really want those soul drops to be way more often. Well, not for duplicates, but you know what I mean. Okay, now we go back up. Jumping while taking damage restores health. Okay. Wow, already this is paying dividends, I just realized. Yeah. Man, maybe in future stream sessions, I'll, like, the times I try and grind for a specific soul from a certain enemy or two will, like, be a lot more bearable and actually succeed. Unlike what I tried to do with the Peeping Eye at the very start. Because I wanted that soul that lets me more easily see where the hidden, like, breakable walls are. But alas, I couldn't. Wait, no, the save is up here. Up here and to the right. Ah. Man, it's a really good game. Well, at least I managed to finally hit one of those. Wait, hold on. Yep. Figured. Samurai armor, huh? Yeah, but war fatigues are still doing me just fine enough. Man, I am really messing up my timing now when it comes to getting out these short hops. Waiter skeleton is just... doesn't throw bones, he just throws the food at you. Quetzalcoatl, okay. So that's what it's called. Oh, that's cool. Like, if I'm just holding these and then I decide to press down, like, I can basically, like, immediately cancel into a slide forward if I so wish. Wow. Wow, this silly auto-fire combo that I've been using to maximize on the short hop attacks actually has a bit more utility now. Because it's still detecting me as being... Yeah! Oh, yeah. Even outside of, like, canceling the short hop attacks, just rapid-fire A and holding down works wonders. Yeah, like these tactics may be something that, like, a lot of original players of this game never had access to playing this on original hardware, but who cares? This is my own kind of fun. Tosses the food and then goes, oh shit, I got nothing left. Fine, I'll toss my head. That'll show him. Do another save. Now we can just head to the right. And like the next boss that's technically supposed to be up ahead, I think it's the Headhunter. I think that'll actually be my stopping point. If I manage to get to that fight and then beat the Headhunter, I think that'll do it for, like, the first stream. That should be, like, a successful first part. Ah, the inner quarters. Oh! Oh, I almost had it. I should have just... There we go. Yeah, just... Gotta time your double jump and then go straight into flying armor. That's how you do it. There we go. Wait, oh, darn it, I just looked back at my map again and then realized that I am once again skipping over a hidden spot. Which, again, would be a whole lot easier if the game decided to actually give me that Peeping Eye soul. Oh, wait! Oh, that's right. I forgot. When did I even pick up the Basilard? Or the Combat Knife? Yeah, the farming for it, I can tell, definitely sucks, especially when it's like, when you're doing it so early on and you don't have upgraded stats, especially luck. It might be a bit easier now if I were to go back to that spot and farm it, or better yet, save it until, like, late in the game and then just, like, carry that over to New Game Plus or something. Because that's another thing I know about this game, and I'm especially glad it has, unlike the last two games, and that there's an actual honest-to-God New Game Plus. Oh yeah, Durga Soul. Man, that is just like someone going, man, throwing knives in Castlevania, that's lame. Those things are too small. What would be cooler than that? Throw katanas. God. So dumb. Oh. Oh, right, yeah. Okay. I now recognize that's where that thing is, and I know exactly what I'm gonna have to get later on if I want to get past it. Freaking rabbit. Oh wait, I am actually very close to the headhunter now. Shoot. And wait, hold on. Ah, son of a bitch, I just realized I missed, I think, yet another hidden breakable wall from several rooms back. Well, it's technically not a wall, it's a ceiling, and it was like right before the transition into this zone. So, yeah, I'm just gonna go back and get that. Just extra time to pad out this before I face the headhunter and then end the stream proper. Okay, let's fish for this. Let's see where it is. Okay, it's up there. Cool. Oh, wait. I probably just realized something. I can't even get up here if I wanted because I don't have the super jump. Oh, god damn it. Oh, screw it. Okay, I guess we're gonna go straight to that boss now. And also, I think I am gonna switch back to at least the ghost. Or, I don't know, is there still anything else I can think of that would be useful to keep using? Because I really do like the ghosts being a homing attack. Yeah, I think I'll just keep that for now. Okay, one more save. Okay, and actually, just because I am going into to face a boss, increasing strength with that particular soul I think will be good for ensuring better odds for my victory. Oh, what? You got a knife? You think you're scary? I got a knife and infinite hops. Ah. Ah, come on. There we go. I just found the perfect sweet spot on that platform that he wouldn't touch me. Ah. Admittedly, their homing ability is kind of limited in this case. Yeah, alright. Collect souls to increase strength. Okay. Which... Okay, yeah, I bet this is the sort of thing where it's like, the more souls I collect, the better this will get, because it'll, like, scale its stats based on just the quantity that I have. That's not bad. Okay. Sweet. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Now, I still feel like even that's still too early. You know, I'm gonna do something. I'm going to go up into this room and see how high I can get, because I feel like there's gotta be something. And then once that's done, I'll head back to the save room. Ah. Ah, come on. Yeah, this... Yeah, I'm starting to think Ghost just isn't cutting it anymore. Damn, I could just about die here or something. Just... Oh, finally. Yeah, I don't... That move wasn't even that good for them either, so... Okay, there's a Curly. That's one that I know at the very least would be nice to get that one's soul, at least for something very specific later on. Okay, seriously, do I honestly have anything else that would be good for this. Ah. Oh, okay. Okay, we got the fronting. That's one thing, though. That's good. A poison secreting sword. And it still works with our short hops. Good. We can use this. But up here... Yeah, okay. This was good for us to get. Undine walking on the surface of the water, which... Yeah, I can already think of quite definitely some places, particularly underground areas of this castle, where that would be especially good to use. But yeah, let's, Oh yeah, also gotta really appreciate, the way in which this game tried to, like, create this skybox. Which it's just like two different animated textures seamed at like the edges and then scrolling. It's a pretty solid effect, all things considered. It is, yeah. Okay. And that's gonna do it for Night 1 of Aria of Sorrow. Yeah, so like, God, how many bosses was that? 1, 2, 3, 4... Yeah, that was 5. You know, yeah, that's, funny enough, during the first stream of Harmony of Dissonance, that was also the amount of bosses I got knocked out in the first stream. Yeah, like it definitely is the... Like, Symphony is the one that just definitely feels like, by nature of it being a game, like, for a home console itself, it definitely had, like, the most budget behind it just to present itself very well. But then again, it's also like, yeah, even if there's like a lack of refinement in certain areas of its design, there's still a lot of fun to be had, especially when it comes to breaking it. Between all the shield rod nonsense with Alucard, and just how even more of a Chad playable Richter is in that game. And then if you're playing the Saturn version, there's just Maria, where it's like she might as well be capable of destroying the Earth with the powers that she has. Good God. Okay, so, next stream for this, let's see. Yeah. Yeah, so I think unlike with Harmony, where I proceeded to knock that game out like 4 days straight, I am going to go back to my usual planning of just doing a stream every other day. Because I do think, because like this game is good, but I think by nature of knowing that this game is well regarded for being exceptionally good, I don't feel like I need to be in as quite as a rush to discover more of it to kind of validate that opinion. Because with Harmony of Dissonance, it was like, I already knew like the basics of it, and like the one design decision that I was very iffy on, and those fears I had became very true. But a lot of it I was very impressed by and enjoyed, so much so that it convinced me, yeah, you know what, I'll stream through all of Harmony of Dissonance 4 days straight, why not? With this, I don't necessarily need to do that. I think I can stick to doing the next stream on Thursday, and then proceeding to keep doing it every other day. And then after that, yeah, probably some amount of break, extended break will probably be taken just to kind of reevaluate, like, my stream schedule and content, and just kind of what to do, just to make sure that I don't burn myself out on this. Because I think after going through so much of Harmony of Dissonance, and then yet another Castlevania with Rondo of Blood, I've been starting to feel some amounts of burnout. So I need to get back to pacing myself a lot better on that front. Still absolutely fun game, though. Yeah, it's a lot of CV, even when it's, like, CVs of different styles. Because I went from an Igavania to a classic, and now we're back to another Igavania. And so, like, because of this, yeah, it's like, I definitely do not intend to go straight into the DS games so soon after I finish up this one. You know, I care about getting plenty of variety in as for my schedule, not just for anyone that wants to watch this, but also for myself. But thanks everyone for watching this. Next, in a couple days from now, we'll be continuing through Dracula's Castle yet again in the near future, inside an eclipse. We swear this absolutely is a Castlevania game. Okay, have a good night. Peace out.